In this video, I'll show you how to put 12 verb tenses in the passive voice. In the previous video, I showed you the 12 verb tenses in the active voice. I didn't use this term, but that's what they were in. An example is I do it. This is the subject, here's a verb, and then this is an object. In this video, I'll show you the 12 verb tenses in the passive voice, which looks like this. It is done, and then I can say who does the thing, this, using the preposition by, and then me. It is done by me. This is kind of an awkward sentence. I wouldn't recommend speaking or writing this way. This is much better. But to know how to use the passive voice can be very useful. In the passive voice, you always have some form of the verb be, and then the past participle is the main verb. In this sentence, the past participle is a form of the verb do. Do, did, and done. So here's the past participle. Some students will confuse this for the past tense. The past participle is quite different from the past tense. So in this video, I'll show you all 12 verb tenses using the passive voice, but I'll have to make some adjustments to the verbs in order to make this work. So pay attention and watch the video until the very end. It's necessary to go over some basic ways to put together the passive voice before we go too far. In the passive voice, the verb be is the helping verb, and the main verb is in the form of a past participle. The past participle remains the same. It's always here. Do, did, done. All of the main verbs will be done. That's the verb do in the form of a past participle. But this is not the same thing as the past tense. Here's the past tense. Here's the past participle. If I say it is done, this is the present tense. Don't look here, look here. This is the verb be. It matches the subject in the present tense. Let's begin with simple tenses. Here's the present tense, I do it, the past tense, I did it, and the future tense, I will do it. I do it. To put it into the passive voice, we'll take this object and make it the new subject, it. This is in the present tense. What is the verb be in the present tense after it? It is, and then we just need the past participle after the verb be, and we know that the past participle is done. It is done. And we can end here without saying who did it, or if we want to say who did the action, then we use by and then the object form of I after the preposition is me. It is done by me. But let's take this off because it does sound awkward. It is done. And we don't indicate who did the action. This is a thing. The subject here doesn't do anything. the passive voice implies action by something else. In the past tense, was, it was done. This doesn't change, only the verb be changes. That's one of the important things to remember about the passive voice. The main verb in the form of a past participle doesn't change, but the verb be does change. It indicates the verb tense, and it has to match the subject. To put this into the future tense, I will do it. We'll start with it, and then for the future form for be, it will be, and then the past participle. It will be done. The meanings for these three sentences are about the same as these three sentences, but the structure of the sentences is different. Here, each sentence is in the active voice, and here, each sentence is in the passive voice. I do it, it is done. I did it, it was done. I will do it, it will be done. The meanings are the same, but the way that you express each sentence is different. Which one is better? Generally, the active voice is preferred, but sometimes there are some reasons to use the passive voice. The main goal of this video is for you to learn how to put the passive voice together using helping verbs and the main verb. Here are those same sentences negative. To make the negative, add not to the verb be. It isn't done. This is the present tense. It wasn't done. This is the past tense. It won't be done. This is the future tense. The advantage in using the passive voice is we don't need to identify a person who is responsible for some kind of action. If it isn't done, then we don't know who is responsible for the action. If it wasn't done, we don't know who was responsible for some past action. It won't be done does not identify the person who does some future action. Here are the continuous tenses. Here's the present continuous tense. I am doing it. Remember that with a continuous tense, you need the verb be, and then the main verb has this ing ending. In the past continuous tense, I was doing it. And for the future continuous tense, I won't be doing it. Let's change these to the passive voice. The word it and the object becomes the subject. So in the present continuous tense, I am doing it. This will go here, but it has to be in the present continuous tense. It is being. Here's the verb be. This matches the requirement for the verb be, and then the main verb is done. It is being done. Notice that there are two forms of the verb be. It is being done. It's happening right now. But this sentence does not indicate who is doing it. In the past continuous tense, just change the verb be. It was, and then this will remain the same. It was being done. And then for the future continuous tense, it, and then we can use will be here. This is that form of the verb be that we need for the continuous tense. And then we can't use being here. This is a small problem. We can't say it will be being done. So instead of using being, you can use getting. Remember that get is a good substitute for the verb be when necessary. It will be getting done. So I have to change this verb, which is helping to make the continuous form, but this doesn't change. This is still the past participle. It will be getting done. And it's probably worth noting that here you could possibly use other modal verbs. It should be getting done, it might be getting done, it may be getting done. So you have some other possibilities, but for now let's just use will. Here's the negative form for the passive voice in the continuous tenses. It isn't being done. We don't identify the person not doing the work. That's a good reason to say something like this. We don't know who's not doing it. In the past, it wasn't being done. And for the future, it won't be getting done. Remember, we can't use being here. This still sounds a little awkward, but it's still possible. And remember that you could also replace being with getting here. It isn't getting done, and it wasn't getting done. This is a popular substitute for being. You can use that as well. And then here are the questions. The verb be goes first before the subject. Is it being done? Or, again, we could replace this with getting. Is it getting done? Was it being done? Or was it getting done? And here we have to use getting. Will it be getting done? It does sound a little awkward, but it's possible. Perfect tenses are formed with the verb have. This will change according to the tense and the subject. And then the past participle. So here you have a verb tense that overlaps in some way, where each version of the verb tense uses the past participle. Here are the perfect tenses. Here's the present perfect tense, I have done it. The past perfect tense uses had, I had done it. And the future perfect tense uses will, have, and then the main verb, done. In the passive voice, we'll take the object here and make it the new subject. I have done it. Remember, we have to have some form of the verb be after the subject, it. And this is singular. So the verb be will go here. In this case, we need two verbs. Has been. Together, these are the verb be in the perfect tense, the present perfect tense. And then the main verb is the past participle. It has been done. There's the present perfect tense in the passive voice. Here's the verb be, and then here's the main verb. It had been done. And in the future, it will have been. Here's the future perfect tense, and then the main verb, done. It will have been done. Notice that in each of these, we don't identify the person who is responsible for the action. To make the negative form for these sentences, just add not to this helping verb. It hasn't been done. This is the present perfect tense negative in the passive voice. In the past perfect tense negative, it hadn't been done. And in the future perfect tense negative, it won't have been done. This is a difficult verb tense to use, but this is possible. And then for questions in the perfect tenses, use the verb have first, except here for the future. Has it been done? In the past perfect, had it been done? And for the future perfect, will it have been done? These are all passive voice, and they don't indicate the person who is responsible for the action. Here are the perfect continuous tenses. In the perfect continuous tense, we have some form of the verb be, and it's perfect. So we have and then be, always a past participle, right here. And then the main verb in the continuous form will just have the ing. It's very difficult to put this into the passive voice. It has been getting done. You could not use being here. We can't say it has been being done. But getting sounds okay. Not great, but it's a possibility. And for the past perfect continuous tense, just change has to had. It had been getting done. So sounds okay, not great, but you can do it. And then for the future perfect continuous tense, it will have been getting done. It doesn't sound great, but this is a way of making the future perfect continuous in the passive voice, although I would not recommend this. And then to make the negative, just add not. It hasn't been getting done. It hadn't been getting done. And it won't have been getting done. And of course, the questions that come from this would start with some form of the verb have, and the subject is it. Has it been getting done? Has it been getting done? We could not say, has it been being done? But again, we can substitute the verb get for the verb be. Has it been getting done? Or in the past perfect continuous passive voice, had it been getting done? And then for the future, will it, and then have been, and just the same. Will it have been getting done? And this sounds terrible, so I don't recommend it. But that's all of the verb tenses in the passive voice. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can also visit my free website at englishfortheplanet.com.